Hello beautiful souls, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit more of a short and sweet one because we're going to be talking about what kind of goddess you need to embody. So what goddess are you needing to embody at this time? I'm just going to light some incense here. And I encourage you, if this reading resonates you, to really research this goddess some more on your own, just to get more of an understanding of who they were and how you can further embody them. But I have 3 different crystals here for you to choose from. So I have pile number 1 here, which is going to be this lepidolite star. I have pile number 2, which is going to be this selenite heart. And I have pile number 3, which is this rose quartz star. So while you are thinking about which pile to go for, I'm going to cleanse the space. If you're new here, my name is Cheyenne and I'm an intuitive tarot reader and witch, and I am so happy to have you here. So I just want you to take a deep breath and go towards the pile that's initially drawing you forward. What's tugging at you to pick it? If you find that your reading's not resonating with you, you can pick another pile and watch that, or you can watch the whole video and pick up on what resonates for you and leave the rest behind. So I will have the timestamps in the description box below for pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. And again, this video is just about what goddess you need to embody in this time in your life, who you need to be like, what kind of principles and beliefs you need to bring into your life at this time. Again, if it's not resonating for you, then you don't have to obviously have your own discernment and your own autonomy in this situation as well. So with that being said, I'm going to get to group number 1 here. Hello, group number 1. If you chose this pile, this reading is for you. You chose the lepidolite star. All right, let's see what goddess you need to embody. We have Lady of the Beasts, and your keyword is sacred bonds. So I'm going to read you a little bit about who Lady of the Beasts is. A spirit of peace and prosperity, the Lady of the Beasts is venerated throughout Sumer, Crete, and the Indus Valley, with origins tracing as far back as the Neolithic era. She is often depicted pregnant and surrounded by animals, coexisting peacefully in a manner not typically observed in nature. Her name has gone largely unknown throughout history, since the worship of the Lady of the Beasts may have predated physical writing altogether. She commands and protects all animals, serving as a goddess of fertility and life-giving energy. How beautiful is that? So this card with sacred bonds as the keyword is about finding your soul family and those who you connect with that aren't necessarily blood related to you. And there's nothing wrong with, finding those sacred bonds in life with people you are related to. But this is more so about finding who you truly connect with on a soul level and, finding that family. And so I feel like with Lady of the Beasts coming up, especially with this goddess being a less known goddess, I feel like that speaks to you as well, and not having maybe as many friends or people that you connect with, or you feel kind of alone, or you feel like nobody truly knows you. And so this reading I feel like is going to really center around how you can find that soul family, how you can find people to connect with. And if you've been feeling alone, just know that there are people out there that are waiting to connect with you, and it's not the right time maybe at this current moment, but they're on their way to you. They're going to find their way to you, and you will have that bond that maybe you've lacked in the past. Okay, so I am going to pull some tarot cards now to see how you can further embody the sacred bonds, the Lady of the Beasts. How you can find that soul family, that bond. All right, so I pulled these 3 cards for you. Let's see what they have to say. So we have the 3 of Pentacles, King of Cups, and the Four of Cups. Okay, I feel like you don't put yourself out there. I feel like you're very much, and there's nothing wrong with this, but you're very much your own kind of main person in your life, right? Three of Pentacles is all about working together with others. So that is something that you really need to do to be able to embody this Lady of the Beasts, is to work with others in some way. So, you know, whether that's joining a group or doing something that's productive. So again, and I don't know if you're at your job, you might not work with others, you kind of are a lone wolf, and that's fine. But I encourage you to put yourself out there and to work with others when you normally would work with by yourself. And you might find connections there that you weren't expecting. You know, also, I'm getting the message of asking for help. Like, I don't feel like you ask for help or ask for anybody to come into your life or to keep you company or anything like that, just because, again, you're very much in your own world, and that's fine. But I do feel like you crave the attention of others sometimes, and you just have kind of learned to live without. With the King of Cups, again, I feel like this is you. You are, you know, emotionally stable. You are trustworthy and poised and all these things. And people, I think, kind of behind the scenes look at you and want to be friends with you, but they're not quite sure how to approach you, because you give off this aura and this vibe of, you know, I'm fine by myself. I don't really need anybody. And if you kind of let that front down a little bit sometimes, I feel like maybe more people would approach you. But because you give off this kind of intimidating a little bit aura and vibe to you, like you seem like you have all your shit together and you don't need anybody. Or, you know, people might think that you have a lot of people in your life and you just don't talk about it or share it, you know, and they might think, you know, you have enough friends or whatever it is. So then here we have the Four of Cups, and this person, it's so interesting because it's like you're alone, but I feel like you get kind of bored, or you get a little bit sad sometimes just being alone. And I love that we have like this little horse family here in the back. Like, if only you opened your eyes and turned around, you would see that there are others around you that want you to join their circle, that want you to join their pack. So it's just, you know, being aware of those around you, putting yourself out there to work with others, and, you know, being vulnerable. Like, I feel like you put up this kind of, again, this front, this shield almost of, I don't want anybody to see me, you know, but if you only kind of allowed yourself to be vulnerable sometimes, I really think that that would work in your favor of finding this soul family and these people that you really connect with on a deeper level. So I'm just going to pull one last card as a closing message for this group number one. Again, like I said, it was very short and to the point. This is one I'm definitely giving homework on. So if, you know, again, this resonated with you, really research this goddess so you can feel closer to her and learn some more about her and find how the two of you have things in common. Seasons. Yeah, I think this card's perfect coming up in this reading, because we all go through seasons in life. We all go through different periods where we're focused on, you know, something in particular, and if we're trying to do something in the wrong season of life, it doesn't always work out. But I feel like for you, the season of life that you're in is wanting to connect more, wanting to bring more people into your life, wanting to find that family. And it's time for that. Like, you've worked on yourself, you've been alone, you've gone on like your own self journey. That's fine. But now is the time to really find those others and find those sacred bonds that really your soul, I feel like, is aching for. So that was your reading, group number 1. I hope that it resonated with you. If it did, I would love to hear feedback down below in the comments. If you would like a personal reading from me, I do offer them down in the description box in my Etsy. I hope you're having a magical week wherever you are. And with all of that being said, I'm going to get on to group number 2 now. Hello, group number 2. If you chose this pile, this reading is for you. This is a selenite heart you chose. And we're going to see what goddess you need to embody at this time. So we got Gaia, mindfulness. I love Gaia. It's a beautiful image. So I'm going to read you a little bit more about Gaia. And just so we can understand a little bit more. Born of the primordial void at the beginning of time, Gaia stands as the personification of the earth itself within Greek mythology. At the dawn of the cosmos, Gaia gave birth to both sky and sea. From these two celestial beings, she would bear even more children, including the pantheon of Olympian gods and goddesses that would rule over all mortal life. She is our Mother Earth, often worshipped during ritual and magical practices to invoke the spirit of symbiosis and protection. Due to the connection seen between Gaia and the essence of motherhood, many natural events in the world around us are considered to be of feminine origin, such as when earthquakes are compared to pregnancy contractions. Okay, so this reading for you, group number 2, is really asking you to embody Gaia and embody mindfulness. Thinking about the long term and not just the short term and how we can benefit ourselves for right now. I feel like a lot of us are just worried about right now, the short term, and I feel like that does attribute a lot to pollution and harming Mother Earth and things like that. And so taking a step back and really being mindful about what we're consuming, what we are doing, how we're living our lives can really make a big impact. Just being mindful in all areas of life and thinking before you act and really, why are you doing what you're doing? Is it going to benefit you and others in the long term, or you're just doing this because you're used to it or it's easy, right? So I'm going to pull some more cards to get some more insight into how you can be more mindful in your everyday life and embody Gaia. Okay, so I pulled 3 cards here for you, so we're going to see what they have to say. So we have 10 of Pentacles, the Witch, I love that, 10 of Swords. Okay, so with this reading, I feel like realizing what you have is going to be a big player in this and in embodying Gaia. So with the witch is, I love all this like beautiful feminine energy we have in this reading, but the witch is the magician in a normal deck, and the witch has everything available to them to be able to create the life that they want. Everything. And I feel like sometimes we see the world around us and we think we need something when there's a lot, how do I explain this? There's something kind of less complicated that can work for us in a way that doesn't harm the earth, right? We have the tools available to us to be able to live like just off of the bare earth without all of these plastics and things that we brought into the world. We can survive off of the earth in a way that is respectful, but also looking at what you have, right? With the 10 of Pentacles, this card speaks of abundance and having material items. And if you took a look around at what you have, like this is really asking you to look at what you have and look at how much you have already and to be grateful for that. I feel like being grateful and being thankful for what you already have is also another message in this reading. And that's another way we can be mindful. Before we go out and buy something that we might not necessarily need, you need to think about what you already have and realize what you have. And I feel like sometimes we don't enjoy what we have because we're so set on wanting something new that sometimes we just let things sit. We let things just collect dust in our house instead of enjoying them because we just want to get the next best thing, the next shiny thing, right? And with Ten of Swords here, I feel like being mindful will release a lot of stress, right? I feel like sometimes we think we need to do all of these things that we don't necessarily have to do. We like put them onto ourselves and we say, I have to do this, and this, or else, I'm not going to feel okay, or I'm not going to complete my goal, or, I'm not going to be who everybody thinks I should be. But we put those onto ourselves. And a lot of times it's a lot more dramatic in our heads than it is in real life. So taking a step back and prioritizing and saying, okay, this is what I actually need to do right now. Not all of these other things. Like with the tens both here, it's very much like an extreme kind of energy here. And so you're being asked to slow down and not feel like you need to do everything or have everything, right? The witch, you already have. You already have everything you need in this moment. Right? It's just taking the time to think about that kind of stuff and be mindful and realize what we already have. So I'm just going to pull a closing message just to close this reading out. Again, it was very short to the point. That's what this video was meant to be. It was just to be a quick message of a goddess you need to embody at this time. Sacred space. I love that. Sit in your sacred space. Sit somewhere in your home and realize all that you have. And I feel like this isn't even talking about the physical. If we look at this card, we have this person. Look at the sacred space within yourself. Again, with the witch, we have everything within us. And I love that we have like all this kind of this black with the stars, kind of cosmo energy, as well as in the background of all these cards. It's very beautiful. It's looking within. It's realizing we have everything within ourselves, and we can draw contentedness and feeling like we have enough from the depths of our being. We have it all inside of us, and we are constantly bombarded by ads and people trying to get us to buy things. And it's time to look within and to realize how much you have already within yourself and around you in your life. So I think that's beautiful. All right, so that was your reading, group number 2. I hope it resonated with you. If it did, I would love to hear feedback down below. Again, giving you a little homework to look into Gaia on your own to see how the two of you kind of are alike, right? Or maybe how you're not alike, and things that you would like to bring into your life that Gaia embodies as well. So if you would like a personal reading from me, I do offer them down in the description box in my Etsy. I hope you're having a magical week, and I'm going to get on to group number 3 now. Hello, group number 3. If you chose this pile, this reading is for you. You chose this rose quartz star, and we're going to see what goddess you need to embody. So we have Skadi, forgiveness. So I'm going to read a little bit about Skadi, and we're going to just get a little bit more of an idea of who this goddess is. The Norse goddess Skadi, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it, lives high upon the mountaintops where the snow never melts, equipped with her famous bow and snowshoes. Her name is identical with the Old Norse term for harm or damage, likely in relation to her lineage to the frost giants, yet she is seen as a much more benevolent deity through her capacity as a winter patroness. Skadi was once married to Njord, a god of wealth and the sea, but it would not last very long. Njord was not accustomed to the freezing conditions of the mountains, while Scotty was not a fan of how bright and noisy the ocean could be, so the two agreed to part ways. Wow, I love this beautiful message of forgiveness, right? It really is true, the saying that forgiveness is not for others. It's not to make them feel better. Forgiveness is to allow ourselves to feel better and to be able to move on from things that have happened. But I feel like the main message here is actually forgiveness of yourself. If you've been putting yourself down or thinking that you don't deserve certain things in your life because of things that you've done in the past or experienced in the past, this is a time to embody this goddess and to forgive yourself so that you can move on and be happy. So I am going to pull some tarot cards to get some more insight in how you can embody this goddess. Okay, so I have 3 cards here. So we have the Two of Pentacles. I have the Moon. And we have the Seven of Swords. So, okay. This energy very much right off the bat to me is about forgiveness doesn't have to be condoning, okay? Forgiveness doesn't have to be us sweeping things under the rug, pretending they never happened. It's about acknowledging them to be able to move on, right? Two of Pentacles. I feel like there is a balance between, you know, forgiving ourselves, allowing ourselves that grace. But that doesn't mean we have to be okay with what we've done in the past or what others have done to us in the past. You know, it's not, by forgiving, it's not saying that those things were okay. No. It's saying that we release them so that we can get to a different, better place in our lives. The Moon is about secrets and illusions, and I feel like you have been holding in secrets and holding things in, and it's time to let those out. It's time to stop sweeping things under the rug and pretending like everything didn't happen. That's not always a healthy way to deal with things. We have to dig them out, acknowledge them, and then forgive them and let them go. We can't just, you know, pretend they never happened or anything like that, because they come back to haunt us again and again if we don't truly deal with them and then let them go. Seven of Swords is about, you know, trickery and dishonesty and things like that. So have you been honest with yourself? You know, ask yourself that question. Have I been honest with myself? Probably not if this reading, you know, is resonating with you right now. But again, we don't have to be the person that we were before. We don't have to believe those same things to be able to forgive ourselves. And the same goes for others. We don't have to be okay with what they did and be okay with the bad things. And, you know, like, especially some of you might have been cheated on, and I feel like that's something you need to forgive for, again, your own gain. It's not saying that we're okay with it or that it's, you know, something we believe is correct. No. It's just so that you can heal your own heart, right? So I'm going to pull a closing message for you, group number 3. This reading was just kind of short and to the point, but that's kind of, you know, what it was meant to be. Just a quick message of a goddess you need to embody. Wow. Clarity popped right out. Forgiveness allows us mental clarity. It allows us to see things in a clear way. It allows us to see things in a different light. Maybe understand why these things happen, or why somebody did something to us, or why we did a certain thing. Having mental clarity and kind of analyzing that and then being able to let it go and forgive is really beautiful. And it allows us to get rid of the old so that we can have new. Because when we're holding on to all this mental clutter, all of this stuff that's just causing us pain and causing us to relive things over and over, it isn't until we truly forgive and let go that clarity can come back into our lives and we can focus on something else, something in the future. We can have new ideas and think about things that aren't from our past. So that is what I saw for you, group number 3. If this reading resonated, I would love to hear feedback down below in the comments. If you would like a personal reading with me, I do offer them down in the description box in my Etsy. I do, want to give you a little homework to look more up about Scotty and how the two of you have similarities and differences and things like that. But with all that being said, I'm going to get on to the outro now. All right, guys, so that was what goddess you need to embody at this time. I will have all of my socials listed down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would love a subscribe. That would be great. But I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.